Hey guys, welcome back to the video game music review. And the game I'm going to be talking about is a game that pretty much everybody should not be surprised. I was going to talk about this a while back, and now I am going to talk about it. The music side of things, and that is Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. This is a game that the moment it came out, I bought it. That's how much I was really wanting to get this game because I was a big fan of the first one. Loved playing the game, the first one. Loved the storyline behind the first one. It really got me pumped up for the second one. I didn't know what to expect with this game because the trailers really didn't give too much away. You just knew there was another Metal Gear. You knew Revolver Ocelot was going to be involved. As a matter of fact, if you played the game from beginning to end, you knew he was going to be the centerpiece of the story in the second one, and they did not disappoint me putting him in the centerpiece of the story. What shocked me and almost ruined this game for me, and I think it's no secret to anybody who played this game, was how they did a 360. In the end, you don't know if Snake survived the attack in the top secret military transportation boat that had was sunk thanks to Revolver Ocelot and his possession of Metal Gear Ray, which led Snake to be pretty much deserted in a ship. No one knows if he drowned. No one knows how he got out. And then about, I believe, 2 years later, we see a whole new storyline beginning, and that was not Snake. You're not playing as Snake now. You're playing as Raiden, which, when I saw this, when I was playing it, I was so disgusted. I actually turned off my game and walked away. I said I couldn't believe that the director who made such a masterpiece would just do a 360 like that and give us a different character which we'd have no clue as to his story, his backstory, his whereabouts. Keep in mind that Solid Snake has a backstory that goes beyond the Metal Gear Solid series. There was actually two other games called Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. So when people played Metal Gear Solid, they already had, those who were diehard fans who played the first two, already had a feeling of what this game was going to be about with the newer version, which is Metal Gear Solid. When I played this, I had no idea they was going to do this. There was no warning sign that it was going to do it. We just knew it was going to be Snake's story and not the other way around. But eventually, I calmed down. I actually played it, and for the most part, I enjoyed the story very, very much. Was I a big fan of Raiden at the time? No, I didn't. I didn't like the betrayal of Raiden, but he did gotten better. He did grow on me, and he actually had his own story arc as the series continued. To simply put, the story pretty much had different parts. You had the second part, which pretty much follows Raiden as he uncovered a whole mess of things leading to his love, to the situation that Snake, who they claimed was a terrorist, but really wasn't, all the way to the fact that you had his boss, who may not be his boss, but a simulation from something else. So you had a lot of stuff going on, and they really did play with his head from the very beginning, and you just didn't know how it's going to end for him, and that's the best part about it. As for Snake being a co-star in his own game, yeah, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all. But he did enough where it did ignore me, that I wasn't playing that character now. I was playing Raiden. The ending ended pretty much the typical to-be-continued story where you pretty much know there's going to be a third one linking the game to this one. You pretty much knew there was something else, especially how the ending, how Snake found out that even the people he was looking for wasn't even alive anymore and hasn't been alive for 100 years. So that was actually pretty much the gist of that. So you know that it was actually working on a third one. Will it be good or not? I'll let you know in the next review. There's nothing to talk about. I actually did enjoy playing this game. I actually enjoyed the storyline, and this is where the main strength of Metal Gear is. It is the storyline. It is the cutscenes that they implement in these stories. The only difference between 1 and 2, you have more gameplay. I actually believe you have more gameplay, have more to do, and it was actually a more higher stake with Raiden than it was with Snake in the first one. Not to say that Snake had less gameplay, but in terms of you actually doing more stuff. Because let's be honest, when you was more in depth with the cutscenes where there was actually dialogue than you were with gameplay with Metal Gear. Metal Gear 2 actually balanced it out pretty well. Now it's on to the music. This is actually by far the best score I have heard when this game was out. I was really in love with the score. I love the updated Metal Gear theme, which was carried over from Metal Gear VR Mission as well as the other older versions. But I really did like the score. I liked the bridge score when he aimed to jump over the bridge. I liked the villain score. I actually even liked the final battle score with him and Solidus. This is actually one of the things I actually did enjoy. So the music was by far the best in the series, at least in my opinion. The only thing I had a problem with, and this is something that is pretty much, I don't think too many people is going to disagree with me on, was the ending theme. The ending theme was nowhere close to the ending theme that we had with Metal Gear Solid 1. The Metal Gear Solid 1 ending theme is classic. I enjoy hearing that soundtrack. I enjoy hearing that music every single time. And this one doesn't have that same magic for me. In fact, it's pretty much forgettable. 3 had a better theme than this one, so that was the only knock I could actually think of when it comes to the theme. But otherwise, I actually like the game. I actually love the music that came with the game. And as usual, with a game like that that has a memorable soundtrack, I try to get the soundtrack, whether it be by my iTunes or just basically MP3 player. I will say this about the game, and I think that's no secret. A game has a lot of continuities in terms of its play. One of the continuity errors that I caught real quick is how they explain how the Russian lady who was in the beginning of the first act, how she managed to survive, and she became the ninja, which was revealed later on in the game, and how Snake actually got her out of the boat in time before it sank. They never really showed that in the cutscenes. You never really saw Snake actually rescuing people. So I wonder if they actually did have a cutscene or just something that they actually just messed up. Because I always kind of find it weird to say, I don't remember Snake saving anybody. He was trying to save his own stuff. It was actually trying to get to Revolver Ocelot. Another theme situation I actually find very interesting is, and I guess it's pretty much a mild thing, but the gap between what happened to Meryl. They never really got into the situation with Meryl, and largely I thought that, okay, well, they probably choose the ending where she did die because Riley is with him. But no, she actually did survive, so they never really explained what was the separation between the two. And I always thought they should at least fill in that gap a little bit in terms of why she wasn't with him, or did she disappeared and just never was seen again. There's a lot of those errors in there. There was also a lot of rinse and repeat that I think that a lot of people was a little annoyed with, but they actually did enough where it wasn't like a total ripoff of the first game. But those are the kind of hiccups I actually noticed, especially when I played it the second time. I said, okay, I'm beginning to realize there's something of a story pattern here, especially with Revolver Ocelot, because they threw a lot of stuff with Revolver Ocelot's way. We don't know if he's with the Patriots, which, by the way, was the main theme of this, and became the main theme of it in Metal Gear Solid 4. We didn't know what he was. Was he a rogue? Was he working with the Patriots? Was he working with someone else we just don't know about? So there's a whole lot of stuff that they threw against Revolver Ocelot that made him more interesting, but also made him very confusing. Just who are you working for, Bob? I mean, who are you really working for? At first I thought he was working for Solidus, then that was not the case. Then it turned out he was working for, sons of the Patriots. That was not the case at all. And now you're working for, turns out you're working for them. So what the hell's going on with you, brother? But I think the most important is the fact that we had the Patriots, or in other words, the lay low. We don't know who or what or where. I think that was one of the things that people heard, because they knew what Snake was battling. They knew Shadow Mozart. They knew about Big Boss. Who the hell was the Patriots? Who the hell was Lionel Low? So that was a lot of stuff that was thrown out there that was actually brought more questions than what I think they actually came to realize. But overall, once you throw that to the side, was this still a great game? Oh, hell yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I enjoyed it more than what I actually thought I would, but it does have hiccups. It does have problems in terms of the storyline and continuity. But if you get around that, you'll find that the story itself, the dialogue itself, is still genuine. And I really did like the actors who voiced these characters. I really, really liked it. I was saddened to see Emmerich, Hal Emmerich's sister who died in the game. Sorry, spoilers. I was very, very sad to see that. I think they handled that pretty well. Although they did throw in a lot of innuendos, which made me a little bit uncomfortable. You guys who play the game know what I'm talking about between the relationship against his sister and his brother. There was a lot of innuendos that I didn't really much care for, but overall, they handled that scene very well, and you can actually feel the love between the two during her final moments of her life. You know, would I if there's I know they had done a redone with HD. Check it out, guys. It's definitely worth playing. The music itself is fantastic. I have nothing bad to say other than the fact that the ending theme, so forgettable. I'm sorry, man. It's just so forgettable. But otherwise, the score is great. And by the way, the Eminestos who do scores of theme songs did a wonderful job blending in Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and doing one kick-ass concert performance. If they still have a YouTube channel, I've done this before when they had it, but I'm doing it again. If they still have a YouTube channel, I will link it over there, and you'll hear for yourself just how wonderful that sound is. It is the most recognizable video. It got a lot. It almost got, last time I checked, almost 200 million hits. That's how good they are. They're very, very good. I'll leave a link if they still have a channel, and you guys can check it out yourself. But in any case, this is my feeling on Metal Gear Solid. The game, the music, top notch. Again, it does have its problems, but it's very small compared to other games who just throw continuity out the window and just give us a lazy, piss-poor game. This is not one of them. So, what do you think about Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty? You like it? Didn't like it? Give me your favorite theme. Give me your favorite gameplay of the game. Leave a comment below. Let me know. But until then, J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.